Happy Monday. Break the board sports. Click that like, hit subscribe. Only one hockey play on Sunday. It was the Pittsburgh Penguins for a double unit, was able to get that across. Now we set our sights on starting the week. Again, another positive week last week. Stars came in for us. We had the Red Wings earlier in the week. So really a really good week in hockey. Let's see if we can start it off again here. First game on the board, Carolina Hurricanes will be visiting the Boston Bruins. Now, the Hurricanes laying a huge number on the road, minus $1.80, plus 150 on the comeback for the Brew Crew. 6.5 is your over-under here. 31% of ticket count, equaling 40% of the money, is headed to that over 6.5. 69% of ticket count, equaling 60% of the money, going to the under 6.5 here. Now, as far as the sides go, this is clearly pros versus Joes. The average Joe loves the Hurricanes in this one. They're getting 61% ticket count, but that's only equating to 26% of the money. Bruins, 39% ticket count. That's only equating to 74% of the money here in this one. So huge swing as far as that's concerned. Now, when you hop into the handicap of this, Hurricanes 5-2 straight up their last 7 overall. But Boston's been hot. I mean, as hot as anybody in hockey. 8-1 straight up their last 9, 6-0 straight up their last 6 at home. They're on a 6-game win streak. Now, Carolina's played to the over 5 of their last 6. But when the Hurricanes are on the road, they've cashed to the under 10 of their last 14 games. And 4 of the last 5 when they've been on the road in Boston, they've played to the under. So not the same type of offensive output for the Hurricanes when they're on the road. Now, for the Bruins, they've cashed to the over 7 of the last 10. And then we talked about 4 of the last 5 meetings in Boston have went under the total. 8 of the last 11 overall have went under the total between these two teams. Now, Carolina 12-5-1 straight up, 8-10 on the puck line. Bruins 12-8 straight up, 15-5 on the puck line. Bruins been absolutely incredible as far as that goes. Now, the Hurricanes, they just had a 3-game homestand, but dropped 2 of those 3, including the last one in overtime, 4-3 to the Edmonton Oilers. Remember on the show, like I said, kind of lean Hurricanes on that one, and that did not manifest itself. That one didn't age well. Now, other than a trip up at Ottawa, where we had Ottawa, Boston has been on the prowl here. Again, they won on Saturday, beating the Canadiens 3-2. Now they're back in Montreal. When you look at the head-to-head matchup between these two teams, Boston, again, the last 2 they've taken. Now, these two teams just played 15 days ago, back on November 1st, 16 days ago, rather, in Boston. A game Boston won 2-1 over the Hurricanes. Don't think I'm going to get to the window on this one, but if I did, I'd have to take the Bruins plus the $1.50. I know there's a revenge spot, but again, that's over 7 days. When it's over 7 days, that's just a rule of mine that kind of goes out the window. So I would take the Boston Bruins plus $1.50 if I was going to play the game. And I would look, no real opinion on the over-under there, but I would look Boston plus 150, plus 155. Again, non-official play, just a lean. We give you leans. I'll give you a couple of my plays, but not all of them. Edmonton at Buffalo. Now, the Edmonton Oilers come into this one laying $1.55 plus 130 on the comeback for the Sabres. Over under 6.5, 31% of ticket count, 40% of the handle going to the over 6.5. 45% of ticket count, equaling 72% of the money going to the over 6.5. 55% of ticket count, equaling 28% of the handle going under the 6.5. Now, as far as that spread, 82% of ticket count, 88% of the handle is laying the 155 with the Oilers. 18% of ticket count, equaling 12% of the handle, taking the plus 130 with the Buffalo Sabres in this one. Now, Edmonton, they have not been good on the road. 3-8 straight up their last 11 overall. Buffalo 1-5 their last 6 games. But the thing about the Sabres, they've been solid at home. 13-6 straight up over their last 19 games. Now, the over for the Sabres is cashed 9 of their last 11. The Oilers have also played to the over recently, going 5 of 6 to the over. But when these two teams match up, it's been more of an underfest. 5 straight meetings in Buffalo have went under the total, and 5 of the last 6 meetings overall have went under the total between these two teams. Now, Oilers 9-7-4 straight up, 6-14 on the puck line. Sabres 6-8-4 straight up, 7-11 on the puck line. When you look at the head-to-head, they haven't played since last year, but the Sabres have taken 6 of the last 10 overall between these two teams. Again, Sabres have been good at home, but Edmonton's a far superior team. The problem with Edmonton is, and I say this, is daggone that goalie Skinner just cannot protect McDavid and Draisaitl as good as they are. But this one's going to be a no play for me. If I had to make a play, I would probably lean Edmonton. I just can't lay that with Edmonton on the road. Again, one of the biggest things, handicapping 101, I don't care what rules you have to have a certain set of rules you live by. If not, you'll be a losing bettor. You may win for a week, you may win for a month. Heck, you may go a calendar year and have a great year, but you are not going to sustain 10, 15, 20, 25 years of solid professional handicapping if you're willing to bet anything at any time. You just can't. You can't make money being on tilt all the time. Again, I say it's like a stock market. You got to be disciplined. Vancouver, they head to the Florida Panthers tonight. Florida laying 278, just an enormous number. 225 on the comeback for the Canucks. Now you're over under 6.5, 38% ticket count, 81% of the handle going to the over, 62% ticket count, 19% of the handle going to the under. As far as that side goes, 85% ticket count, 67% of the handle is laying the 278 with the Florida Panthers. 15% ticket count, 33% of the handle is grabbing the plus money with the Canucks. Now the Canucks 2-4 straight up their last 6. Florida 7-3 their last 10 at home, and 6-3 their last 9 at home when they play Vancouver. Now, despite that, Vancouver 4-1 straight up the last 5 meetings. But in Florida is 6-3 straight up the last 9 versus Vancouver. Now, Vancouver's cashed to the over in 5 straight road games and 9 straight games overall. Vancouver's played to the over. Just absolutely incredible. But when these two teams hook up, it's been more of an underfest. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have went to the under. Now, Vancouver comes in 9-9-2 straight up, 10-10 on the puck line. Florida 9-8-1 straight up, 5-3 on the puck line. These two teams haven't played since last year, but again, the Canucks, they've reeled off 4 straight against the Florida Panthers. Really have had their number. Panthers coming off a loss on Saturday, 3-1 against Tampa Bay. As fate would have it, Vancouver played Tampa Bay last night. They're on the back-to-back. They win that one 6-2. Again, I would lean over 6.5. If you can find a 6, that would be even better. But if you could lean to that 6.5, I think that's got some legs on it. If you go to alt total goals, again, DraftKings, FanDuel both do a good job at this. You could get alt over 4.5 on the alt total. So if you do CeeDee Lamb 5 receptions, Dak Prescott to throw a touchdown, over 5.5, and Ashton Genty to score a touchdown, get you plus 171. Just food for thought there. If you were to add like a, let's play around with this a little bit. You add a Dallas money line in there, and you add a Detroit Pistons money line in there because the Pacers are awful. You'd have plus 430. Get you a good comeback there. Again, don't have to go crazy. A lot of times parlays, if it's a 3-teamer, I'd play it for a unit. If you do these exotic ones, I would just do like a quarter or a half unit. Again, I would keep your parlays to 1 to 2 a day, no more than a unit, unless you got some kind of exotic 3-teamer that's around even money where you're getting a lot of value. Again, straight plays is where you're going to make your money. You have to be able to live there and live with it. But I would lean Vancouver to the over 6. There is a couple 6s out there. LA Kings visit the Washington Capitals tonight. You're over under 5.5 in that one. Caps laying $1.30 plus 110 on the comeback for the Kings. Now, the ticket count on the side, pretty much even. 52% of tickets Caps, 48% of tickets on the Kings. As far as the handle goes, 59% of the handle off that 48% of bets going to the Kings. 41% of handle off the 52% of bets laying it with the Caps. Now you're over under 5.5, 57% of the handle, 71%, or 57% of the ticket count, 71% of the handle going to the Kings, 43% of ticket count, 29% of the handle going to the Caps. Now, Kings come into this winning 5 of their last 6 matchups, or 5 of their last 6 games, rather. They're 6-0 straight up their last 6 on the road. Remember, I told you at the beginning of the year when Washington started out a little okay, I said, hey, this Capital team's going to fade. It's not that good. They're near and dear here to me in the D.C. area, but they're not a good team. And it has finally shown up 2-8 straight up their last 10. But they are 5-1 the last 6 meetings in Washington when they play the Kings, and they've had a lot of dominance over the Kings. Over the last 12 matchups, the Caps have won 9 of the last 12. So despite them not playing good hockey, this might be a buy low spot for the Caps. Now, they've played to the under 12 of their last 16 home games, and 4 of the last 5 meetings between them and the Kings have went to the under. And tonight that sets at 5.5. Now the Kings come in 10-5-4 straight up, 10-9 on the puck line. Caps come in 8-2 straight up, 9-9 on the puck line. Again, Washington, 7 of the last 10 they've taken from the Kings. Now the Kings 2 nights ago just beat Ottawa 1-0. Again, the Kings 4 in a row and 5 of their last 6 for them. Caps totally opposite. They've lost 4 of their last 5. And they've lost their last 2. The last one coming Saturday night at home, lost to the Devils 3-2 in a shootout there. So a good chance on here tonight. Kings are playing really good hockey. Like I said, maybe a buy low spot with the Caps only laying $1.30. But man, the Kings, you can't step on in front of a team when they're on a winning streak. So it's going to be, I think I'm going to set this one out. Now, again, as always, I can get down with an alt total. Again, I'm just throwing out legs of this. I wouldn't do more than 3 to 4. Again, you're not looking for the huge payouts. Those don't happen very often. But if I was taking like Kings plus 2.5, you could throw Kings plus 2.5, alt total over alt total 4.5 in the Canucks Panthers. Pistons money line, Cowboys money line, Dak to throw a touchdown, get you plus 172, put you a little half unit on that. I could be persuaded to do that. Again, those are just leans, just throwing out things to help you with your handicap, all right? Not throwing out a bunch of plays here as far as it goes. Montreal Canadiens at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets laying $1.22, comeback plus 102. Over under 6.5. Now, 70% of the ticket count, equaling 91% of the handle, is going to the under 6.5. 30% of ticket count, equaling 9% of the handle, going to the over 6.5. As far as the side goes, 55% of tickets are on the Canadiens. That's equaling 30% of the handle. 45% of ticket count, equaling 70% of the handle, on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Montreal has absolutely dominated the Blue Jackets. They are 7-1 the last 8 meetings versus the Blue Jackets, and that may just be what the doctor ordered because the Canadiens are just 1-5 in their last 6. Columbus, they've cooled off as well. They started off hot, but they're just 2-5 their last 7. Blue Jackets 9-4 though, straight up the last 13 at home. So there's two trends there you kind of got to decipher between. Blue Jackets 9-4 straight up the last 13 meetings with the Canadiens when they play in Columbus, but Montreal is 7-1 the last 8 meetings overall with Columbus. So again, you kind of got to muddle through that. But I gave you both sides to help you push you one way if you're already leaning one way or the other. The overs cashed 9 of the last 10 games for the Canadiens and 4 of their last 5 on the road. Columbus, much more of an under team. 6 of their last 8 at home have went under the total here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, Canadiens come in 10-6-2 straight up, 7-11 on the puck line. Blue Jackets 9-7-2 straight up, 12-6 on the puck line. Blue Jackets finally beat them in their last meeting and that stopped a 7-game win streak that the Canadiens had over them. Again, Canadiens have taken 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. Canadiens are on a 3-game losing streak and have lost 5 of their last 6, like we talked about. Saturday being the last occurrence, that 3-2 loss against Boston. So they're on a 3-game slide. Back-to-back wins for the Blue Jackets, but then they lost to the Rangers Saturday night 2-1 in a shootout at home. Blue Jackets just couldn't get it done there. Don't know if I'm going to get to the window, but if I did, it would be Canadiens at plus money or nothing. That would be the way I rolled on this one for that game. Last game on the board again. Click that like, hit subscribe. We got the Utah Mammoth at the Anaheim Ducks. Right now, the Mammoth laying $1.18 on the rope, minus 102 on the comeback for the hometown Ducks, over under 6.5. Now, 58% of ticket count is equaling 57% of the handle on the Ducks. 42% of ticket count is equaling 43% of the handle on that over 6.5. Now, switching to the other side, and that 58% tickets, 57% of the handle is going to the under 6.5. Apologies there. Now to the side. Get it right, RJ. 40% of ticket count equaling 28% of the handle going to the Utah Mammoth. 60% of tickets are on the Ducks, equaling 72% of the handle for this one. Utah 1-4 straight up their last 5. Anaheim, they've been totally different. Anaheim's a great hockey team right now. They're just playing really good hockey, controlling power plays and everything. 7-3 straight up their last 10. 5-1 straight up their last 6 at home. And against Utah, when they meet in Anaheim, 4-2 straight up the last 6. Now, Utah's played to the over a lot lately. 4 of their last 5 have went over the total. 6 of their last 8 on the road have went over the total for them. When you dive into it, Utah 10-7-1, Ducks 11-6-1. Utah 8-10 on the puck line, Ducks 10-8 on the puck line. Utah won the last meeting last year. Ducks have taken the 2 before that. Now, Utah comes into this on kind of an extended break. Utah hasn't played since Friday night. That 3-2 loss to the New York Islanders in overtime. Ducks played Saturday. They lost 2-0 to the Minnesota Wild. And the Ducks, 3 straight losses on the road. Colorado, Detroit, Minnesota. So 3 straight road losses for the Anaheim Ducks. Now they finally get to come home, sleep in their own bed. I'll take the Ducks here, minus 102. That's going to be my hockey play for the day. Again, I would lean Canadiens right now. It's up to plus 104. I could see taking the Canadiens. Kings, Caps, that's a coin flip to me. I would either lay the $1.60 with the Oilers on the road or nothing, but I just can't get there with the Oilers. I can't lay $1.60. If you go play the Oilers, you gotta parlay them with somebody else. And then I would lean Boston plus 160 at home. Those are all my leans, but the official play is the Anaheim Ducks minus 102. Again, appreciate all your support. Check out our NFL Monday night show. We also got Mac Tuesday action. That show coming out later. Click that like, hit subscribe. Break the Board Sports, where we help you become a better handicapper. God bless and happy handicap.